Meghan Markle is in the mood for love with a fresh new Instagram board to prove just how much H loves her. In celebration of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's 7th wedding anniversary, Meghan Markle decided to showcase never before seen images of her love story with Harry, the salt and the pepper, the peanut butter and the jelly of Montecito, now on full display for the gram, for the entire world to see, because this is what one does when they crave privacy. In today's video, we're going to go inside Meghan Markle's cringy and bizarre anniversary mood board, look at the hidden messages, and discuss the important missing key details. You guys, we have a lot of juicy royal daily tea to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax. Grab yourself a beverage and let's get into the royal daily tea. So Meghan Markle, y'all, she's really doing it. She's doing it for the gram. And when I talk about the gram, we're talking Instagram. Because as we remember, in the very beginning of 2025, Meghan Markle proclaimed her return to Instagram, and that 2025 was her year. Now, in my opinion, she tripped and fell on her face, but that's neither here nor there. So Meghan Markle, y'all, she did a thing. She wanted to celebrate her 7th wedding anniversary. Now, if y'all remember, Harry and Meghan have not really been on social media, wink, wink, at least publicly, for their 7 years of marriage. So we don't get a lot of proclamations of their love for one another. Again, the greatest love story ever in the royal family. Now, before we get into this very interesting mood board, let's have a little chat, shall we? Now, we know that Harry and Meghan, they're stuck in the past, right? We've talked about this before on my channel. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are about 10, 12 years plus behind the rest of us, right? They've jumped in that DeLorean, y'all, and they've jumped right back to 2015, 2016. Right when Harry was a beloved member of the royal family, one of the favorites. And of course, Meghan Markle was playing Rachel from Suits, making out with her co-stars and running the TIG as an influencer. Well, now we're in 2025, but for some reason, Harry and Meghan have not quite moved on from 2015. So Meghan Markle, as we know, she's not a cook. She's not really a crafter. I mean, she kind of let it slip on her Netflix cooking show. You know, we do a lot of takeout, and I just kind of arrange it really nice with my fake flowers on the plate. I mean, we did see this woman take pretzels from a bag and put it into another bag with a label. And the fact that she's getting paid millions of dollars from Netflix for a cooking show is laughable. So I do find it hilarious how when she was on the Jamie Kern Lima show and she talked about how busy, how much work she does, you know, being a mom. I'm a mom. It's just so exhausting. And in the morning, she's got to get the kids ready. Then they got to do, you know, school drop off. And oh my God, she's home by 9 a.m. And then she might have a meeting or two. I mean, oh, you know, we do have a nanny and a maid and a gardener and a cook. But, you know, I'm just exhausted. You know, I just work so hard. I like to work, but I work real hard. Now, we all know they do about an hour or two of work, the Lord's work over there at Archwell Foundation. But apparently, Maggie Pooh's super busy. We don't know what she's doing, but she's real busy. So busy that she has a lot of time on her hands to do these really weird flower arrangements where one of them literally looked like it was for a funeral, like the flowers were left on a casket in the sun. They looked dead, honey. Those were some dead flowers. They were ugly. I'm sorry. I'm not great at crafting, but honey, that was ugly. Okay? And now, after Catherine has a rose named after her, the Catherine Rose. Of course, we see Meghan Markle walking around picking flowers because this woman is so busy. She's got a lot of time to cut fresh flowers and do flower arrangements. I mean, don't we all wish we had all of this time? So now Meghan Markle wants to show the entire world how much time she really has on her hands by doing a mood board circa 2010 Pinterest. But she's decided she's got to, show the gram. She's got to show the folks, right? Now, if y'all don't know, this type of project is very, very time consuming. Okay, you got to find the images, cut out images, print images, post them, arrange them, etc. This is something that could take a couple of hours, a couple of days, whatever. But again, she's trying to act like this is an everyday occurrence and she just walks by and it's always there, reminding her of her love story. Now, let's be honest. An assistant probably did this for her in an afternoon, and then the minute they got the picture for the gram, they took it down. Wasn't this her business board as well that she had for As Ever, or what was it, American Riviera Orchard, RIP DOA? Remember that? Like she had a mood board. Well, honey, you got to figure out something else to do because the mood boards, they ain't working for you, honey. They're not working for you. Now, the interesting thing about this mood board, which is so old-fashioned, nobody does them ever, is the fact that I guess she's trying to convince people that this is in fact a love story and that they're happy and they made it to a huge milestone, the 7-year itch. Now, that is a huge accomplishment, and let's be honest, most of us didn't think they would make it to the 7-year itch, and I don't think Meghan thought she was going to actually make it to the 7-year itch. Now, when you go to Instagram and you look at what she writes in her inscription or description, it sounds like it takes a village to make a marriage. Apparently with Meghan Markle, you need some extra help to make that thing run. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into Meghan Markle's cringy and bizarre anniversary mood board. Now, when you go to her Instagram, again, Harry and Meghan were not out with their marriage, publicly proclaiming happy anniversary, happy birthday. So she's really trying to jazz it up this year, her return to Instagram, to showcase her love for H. And here's what she wrote. 7 years of marriage, a lifetime of stories. Apparently they age in dog years, Harry and Meghan. Thanks to all of you, whether by our side or from afar, is she thanking her fans? Who have loved and supported us throughout our love story. We appreciate you. Happy anniversary. Okay, so where's the proclamation to H? Are you not showcasing how much you love H? I love that man. He's so yummy. He's so handsome. He's a fox. He's a fox. Where's your fox? Shouldn't you have a fox or 2 palm emojis to showcase the salt and the pepper, who are never separated but, go very long distances without seeing one another? So I did find it kind of strange that she's thanking the public, her fans, her friends, people from afar. She does not mention Harry at all, not even an H. He doesn't even get the H in this post. She just basically said, 7 years of marriage. Woof, that was a lifetime. Woof, we had made it. Because I don't think she thought they were going to make it. A lifetime of stories. So I guess this is what this is supposed to represent. Thanks to all of you, whether by our side or from afar. Again, you're celebrating a marriage between a man and a woman. That's the only 2 people in that marriage you should be thanking. I'm not understanding, again, does it take a village to make a marriage? Guys, she's acting like this was a business or a movie production and not a love story. Does it take a village to create the fake love story? Again, I believe a staffer was assigned to make this mood board, take a photo, and it was taken down. There's absolutely no way for the past 8.5 years she's been sitting there with this mood board documenting every important milestone in their life. No, it didn't happen. Somebody got tasked with doing this, and that was their job for the day. So let's go ahead and go through this really strange mood board, because y'all, there's some weird ones in there. So in the very top left corner, you are going to see from 2016 their trip to Botswana. Now, if you remember, Harry and Meghan only had 2 dates, and then she agrees to go with him for a 5-day trip to Botswana, where they were going to camp out in the wild. Now, we all know that Meghan was hot to trot, and she was working overtime trying to bag that prince, and she was on him like white on rice. I mean, what woman, after only 2 dates, decides to go, halfway around the world with a man you barely know on a 5-day safari camping trip to Botswana? I mean, I think that's a little fast. But remember, during the Netflix documentary, they talked about how the night they met, the minute he got back to where it was he was staying, she was already FaceTiming him on the phone. Couldn't give this man a breathing break. So yeah, she was definitely gonna fly anywhere in the world to be with her man, H. So in the very top left corner, you see, the 2016, the start of the greatest love story ever. Now in the middle, you do see some random photographs. It looks like it was actually their engagement, because I do see the engagement in the center where she's wearing that $100,000 dress that we've never seen her repeat. A $100,000 engagement dress. Actually, I do believe that this dress was one of the things that really pissed off King Charles, because he had to foot the bill, and he was worried that here she is with this engagement dress that's $100,000. He's like, excuse me, why are we paying for such a huge ball gown? I remember Catherine's dress was very, very affordable, but this was one of 2 engagement photo dresses that Meghan Markle wore, and of course we've never seen again. Then on the top right, we have one of their wedding photos, and they have the lyrics to the song Stand By Me. Now, if y'all remember, the choir sang that song, Stand By Me, during their wedding. Now we get to the interesting part, the baby scan. Again, for a couple who are so private, why in the world do you feel the need to share a baby scan? Could it be that Meghan Markle is actually watching social media? They're paying attention to what we're saying in the Megxiteer space? I think so. So you see a random photo that has the name Archie, like a label Archie over it. Now we can't tell. It's just a little baby scan, no dates, no names. It's kind of out of focus. It's hard to see. So we're supposed to believe, because the label says Archie, that is the baby scan of Archie. So is that proof of life that this baby was in her belly? Because she's got a generic baby scan. Well, she's going to go one further, guys. Okay, because she really wants to put this to bed. She puts in the background, where you could barely see it, a Polaroid picture of a pregnant Meghan Markle. Now, it looks like Meghan Markle, but again, it's kind of out of focus, and it's from far away. So I did zoom in, and it looks like a really huge baby bump. But again, it looks like a plastic bump to me. I'm sorry. I've never been pregnant. The skin tone, if you look closely, the skin tone on the left, which is supposed to be her backside, and then the bump, it looks like she's wearing something, guys. It looks like a prosthetic. You could see like a line in the middle, like she's got like this hard shell, that she's holding this stomach, and she's just standing there, and it looks like a fake bump to me. I'm sorry, but this does not prove to me that she was pregnant. But again, why? Why do we need to see it? You're supposed to be a couple who's very private. You don't like social media. You think it's bad for kids. You think it's toxic. Why? Why do you need to include a baby bump? Have we ever seen Catherine or Sophie or any other royal put on their Instagram, here's my bump. Here's my bump. Look at my bump, y'all. See my bump? Look at my naked bump. Here's my baby scan. Here's a bump. Why? If y'all are telling the truth, you have truth on your side, you don't need to prove anything to us naysayers. but apparently she felt like she did. Meaning they really do look at social media and read the tabloids a lot more than they like to say they do, because in my mind, she was trying to send a message. Here's a hidden message, y'all. I was pregnant, and here's the proof right here. But unfortunately for Meghan, it really doesn't dispel anything. Putting up a picture of somebody's baby scan, we have no clue. Anyone can do that. I can go get one off the internet and say, look, guys, I'm pregnant. And then a photograph of her from far away, where to me it looks like she's wearing a prosthetic bump. I can see the line down the middle. Now, you let me know your opinion, guys. But again, does it really prove at this point that she gave birth? Yes, maybe. I don't know. But why? My question is, why did you feel the need to put it out there? You're talking about a love story, but do we need to see the baby bump from your stomach? Again, I think she's trying to send a message. Here, guys, look, see, it wasn't a surrogate. Now, she does have a couple of weird photos from when they were working royals. Some of these events, I'm not sure why she included them, but she included some events. Again, there aren't very many to choose from because they only did 72 working engagements that she did of them as working royals. And then she also has the crest for Harry and Meghan, the crest that represents, I believe, the Sussexes. So she does have their royal crest because, again, Harry and Meghan will never relinquish their royal privilege. I don't care what they say. Those two will never voluntarily relinquish their royal privilege or their royal status or their royal titles. They like them a lot. Meaning we still see her using her stationery when she gives jelly to her friends. HRH, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Why would you use such a formal card for a friend? That's so pretentious and narcissistic. Just say, hey guys, here's some jelly, love Meghan. But nope, she had to use her very pretentious, Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. Here's your honey, here's your jelly. Like, who does that? So we know she still loves her emblem. She still uses the royal crest. She still uses a royal crest. I believe it was their doormat for their house is their royal crest, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, she's going to have it on the mood board, their royal crest, because, again, Harry and Meghan are never going to voluntarily ever give up royal status or royal titles. I mean, they did give their children a prince and princess title, even though they're living in Montecito. Make it make sense. So now we have some interesting photos. It looks like they were at Frogmore Cottage. Some of them even could have been at Notcott. I'm not sure. They have a random birthday celebration. Then, of course, there is a picture of them in the kitchen at Frogmore Cottage. It looks like it's a still from their documentary for Harry and Meghan. Again, a staffer probably had to like take a photo and print it out. The poor person had to figure out something to put on this wall. And then there's just a couple of photos of Harry and Meghan and the kids. It looks like a couple of trips. We never get to really see the children. But to me, ultimately, it was just a really weird, fake, staged photo for Instagram to prove to the world that they are in love and that they're growing strong and they're going to have another 7 years. Because let's be honest, a lot of us didn't think they would make it to the 7-year itch, and they have. And I think Meghan wants to be celebrated for her sacrifice of being married to H, right? The broke and balding prince of Montecito. But to me, this was just another publicity stunt. A look at me post, again, nothing at all about Harry. She seems to be the main focal point on the board. Doesn't even thank her husband for an amazing 7 years. I love you, honey. Thank you for our children. Thank you for the life that we've built together. She talked about on Jamie Kern Lima how much Harry loves her. She never once said how much she loves her husband. It's always about how much he loves her. And this board was just kind of a very generic, here's our love story, come praise us, be happy for us, look at us, we're so awesome. Look at me for making it to 7 years with this man. Again, no proclamations of real feeling for her husband. I find that bizarre. But let me know if you guys have picked out some juicy tidbit from these photos that I missed. Leave it in the comments down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you and hope to see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.